Welcome everyone. My name is Lisa McLean and I'm the Marketing Manager here at Softfront Software. Thank you for joining today's presentation, How to Drive Business Success from an Integrated CRM. Before we get started, I want to review a few housekeeping items and let you know how you can participate in today's web event. You'll notice that the GoToWebinar attendee interface is made up of two parts. The viewer window on the left, which allows you to see everything the presenter will share on their screen, and the control panel at the right. Within that control panel is how you can participate in today's event, so let's look at that. By clicking the orange arrow, you can open and close your control panel. The audio pane provides audio information. By default, you have joined the webinar via microphone and speakers. Click Audio Setup to select your computer's speaker or headset devices. If you prefer, you can join the audio via telephone by selecting Use Telephone, and the dial-in information will be displayed, including an audio pin. During the presentation, you have the ability to send questions to Manu Das, the president of Softfront, through the Questions pane. Simply type in your question and click Send. At the end of the presentation, we will do a Q&A session to answer as many questions as we have time for. You can also email me, Lisa, Lisa, .McLean, MCLEAN, at softfront.com if you have additional questions. The slides from today's webinar will be available and everyone will receive an email within 24 hours with a link to get their copy of today's event.
Thanks, Lisa, for that introduction. Welcome everyone to our webinar. 18 years ago, I was challenged to build a solution to help departments communicate seamlessly. There are many teams in a company: sales and marketing, customer service and project teams, operation and finance, field offices and overseas operations, to name a few. Most of these teams are in touch with your customers. How do you keep all teams on the same page so that the customers are getting complete and consistent information? Does this look familiar? Everyone is doing their own thing, using their own tools. No one is on the same page with another. It's a total chaos. I hope none of you have to deal with this. How many of you recognize this? Each department or field office is using their own solution, but they're not collaborating with other departments. This is a common scenario when departments or field offices decide to purchase their own solutions. They create information silos. Communication and employee productivity suffers. Teams are not on the same page. Some of you may recognize this. With the advent of software as a service, this is a common scenario for many companies. In this scenario, one team is the mediator. All other teams are communicating with the mediator. Teams are not sharing directly with each other. For example, the sales team subscribes to a service. The marketing team must pick a service that connects with that. Does this keep sales and marketing on the same page? No, this provides a limited communication or a band-aid. Why so? For one, communication is not seamless because teams are not free to communicate with each other. They have to go through the mediator. Communication is not in real time. Most often it is delayed or batched. Each team has its own process. You can't build process across all teams freely. How about end-to-end reporting and analytics? Each system reports separately. End-to-end reporting across all departments is cumbersome and needs additional work. Since there are multiple vendors involved, you must maintain relationship with each vendor. Also, you can't control when solutions are upgraded. You are at the mercy of the vendors. Individual upgrade leads to errors. Multiple invoices to track, pay, and reconcile. Many agreements to maintain and manage. Surely keeps your attorneys busy. When do you need help? Sometimes you are not sure whom to call. You call one provider, they ask to call another. Multiple support calls lead to confusion and finger pointing. Also, you must manage multiple service level agreements. One more thing, you may not realize that multiple services often reside in multiple data centers, or clouds, we call them, synchronizing issues across clouds. This often leads to export and import of data and frustration. It's clear that buying process is longer. You need to test each application to make sure they work together. You need to review multiple agreements, which takes time. It's often very costly when you add all fees together. So in summary, this is a poorly connected, expensive system which provides merely a band-aid between teams. It provides limited communication. Sounds like Sandra Bullock's limited communication with Jesse James using intermediaries. How many of you love to have this? Here, one integrated solution connects all your departments. It keeps all departments on the same page. How? Well, first off, one integrated solution from one vendor, so the communication is seamless, and it's also real time. Process flows freely between departments. Solution provides end-to-end reporting and analytics. You only need to maintain one relationship with one vendor, one upgrade process, which is nice, and one payment to pay and reconcile. One agreement to manage, and there is only one service level agreement. And one phone number to call when you need help. No need to export, import, or synchronize data between departments. And it's surely quick to decide, and the buying process is simpler. And definitely cost is lower. I would like to give you a quick overview of Softfront. Softfront was founded in 1992, 18 years ago. We offer an integrated CRM suite of applications for small to medium-sized companies. Softfront provides sales and marketing automation, leads management, customer service, project management, help desk, knowledge base, issue tracking for a single affordable price. Softfront solution is easy to use, reducing number of clicks, scrolling, and navigation. Softfront offers drag and drop customization, reducing implementation cost. Also, Softfront provides visual tools to extend the database, create process flow between departments, automate and monitor business rules. Softfront also provides a platform that can be extended without programming. Now I'd like to give you some examples how different teams are on the same page. First, I'd like to show an example how marketing and sales team are on the same page. Marketing sends an email promotion to a list of customers. When a customer clicks on a link, the salesperson is notified without any delay. This results in real-time customer service, which leads to more revenue and better customer satisfaction. Keeping sales and customer service on the same page. A salesperson has an appointment to call a customer. Before he calls, he sees that the customer has an urgent issue pending with the customer service department. He realizes that he may be walking into an ambush and is prepared to calm the customer down. Keeping lead generation and sales team on the same page. If you are using different solutions, leads qualified in the lead management system do not get to the sales team in time to convert to sales. The implication is lost business. With Softfront integrated CRM, leads are automatically transferred to the sales team as soon as the qualification criteria are met without any delay. In summary, everyone doing their own thing leads to chaos. Nobody is on the same page with another. Departmental buying leads to different silos. Teams are not on the same page. One mediator, multiple vendor solution is a band-aid, providing intermittent communication. Finally, integrated solution from Softfront provides real-time communication, keeping all teams on the same page. Now I would like to request Lisa to introduce other speakers. Thank you for your time.
Now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Evan Rosenfield, Director of Marketing for American Security Programs.
I'd like to get started by saying hello to everyone online and introducing American Security Programs. American Security Programs was founded in 1994, and we're a security solutions provider. We offer security manpower and management services, and those services would include the deployment of security teams to customer locations to render protective services. We also offer security consulting services to help customers establish and refine their security programs, and in addition we offer investigative services and training services with regard to security interests and issues. Like most other organizations, American Security Programs is split into departments. So, for example, we have a sales department, and that department is responsible for building relationships with prospective customers. We also have an operations department, and that is the department that is responsible for executing and implementing services that we are required to provide under our contracts. We do have a contracts department, which is responsible for making and preparing the legal documents that surround each of our accounts. We have an HR department that's responsible for recruiting and putting bodies into positions. We have a properties and logistics department that is responsible for managing and deploying the material assets that we use under our contracts. That could include anything from vehicles to firearms and bulletproof vests, guard patrol systems, lots of possibilities there. And we also, of course, have an IT department, accounting and finance departments, and many of the other departments that would be part of most other organizations. Historically, each department at our company was using its own systems, and very often those systems could include spreadsheets and or small databases that didn't talk to one another. All of the data that we were using was relatively segmented, and in some cases it actually went beyond segmentation by department. In some cases, such as our sales department, each member of the department would maintain their own system. So salesperson A would have their own spreadsheet and salesperson B would have their own spreadsheet. In maybe a couple of cases, there were also issues where we were using paper processes. So for example, our quality assurance inspection program, which is actually part of our operations department, that particular department for a long time was using a paper process, and all of the data that they were gathering was locked in a paper format. This in many cases led to some less than ideal conditions. There was a lot of redundant data entry happening. There was asynchronous data being gathered between departments, and what I mean by that is sometimes data there was the possibility that data could be updated in one place but not necessarily another, so not all of the data was 100% synchronized when we were gathering and compiling reports. There were also delays and bottlenecks in the information flow, and just on the whole, we were putting a whole lot more effort into coordination to make interdepartmental coordination happen. When we got the CRM at American Security Programs, when we bought Softfront System, we were primarily looking at the system as a mechanism to support, as a tool to support our sales program. And I really wasn't thinking about the system as a tool for doing much else. But as I was working with the company longer, I kept on hearing the statement, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if the sales team could see the operations data? Wouldn't it be nice if the operations team had access to real-time personnel data? Wouldn't it be nice if we had a way to take that quality assurance process that we have, that inspection process that we have, and transform it into some sort of electronic format that could be more easily reported and queried? Wouldn't it be nice if the property department and the contracts department and the HR department had real-time access to customer contact information, to site location information? Wouldn't it be nice if we could all share one set of records and see all of the data for that one set of records. Wouldn't it be nice, essentially, if we could share a brain? And as I heard that wouldn't it be nice again and again and again and again, I started to think to myself, hey, Softfront can do this. There was no reason that it couldn't. Due to Softfront, we are really sharing so much more information than ever before. Our coordination has vastly improved, and it's like we're really thinking with one brain at this point. We can instantaneously compile information that never would have been possible years ago. The results over the past several years have been positively dramatic, and I have repeatedly watched week-long processes reduced to just a few clicks. And one of my favorite stories of this is that the year I came on, it took something like 2 weeks to compile our Christmas card list, just a simple list of prospects and customers. Last year we did it in about 5 minutes. It was no big deal. And this is just one simple anecdotal case of the dramatic difference that the Softfront system has made. The Softfront system also made it really, really easy to convert our old paper quality assurance process into an electronic format. And it's been really great. The amount of analysis and processing that we can now do is incredible, and we have reduced the time frame of the analysis to again, just from days or weeks to just a few clicks. Just the other day, somebody came into my office, the senior vice president came into my office, and he said to me, how do I pull all of the quality assurance inspections for the last week? And I was able to show him just a couple of clicks. A day after that, somebody asked me how to pull information, all the inspections for a particular person, and I was able to show them that, again, just a couple of clicks. And it really is wonderful that we're able to reduce these massive week-long analytical paper sorting processes to seconds. The most recent additions to the system have actually been the human resources and properties and logistics data. And now the system is actually starting to come into its own as we've added these new components. The operations department can now see which personnel are being recruited, and the properties department can now bind their equipment records to the other records of the company, and we can pull up any given record and get a 360-degree view of our operations. We can pull up a contract and see which equipment has been assigned and which personnel are working on the contract. Softfront has developed a system that they sell as a CRM, but what's important to realize is that the system is really so much more. It has so many more capabilities than just a traditional CRM, and their system is really developed to do more. It's extremely flexible, and you can build in additional modules and tracking features, and it's really incredibly easy to do that. It's all done through a relatively simple user interface. I think their product is absolutely terrific, and it has really enabled us to integrate a lot of data at our company and improve communication and coordination processes through a variety of workflow processes and automations, and I really can't imagine working without their software at this point.
Next, I would like to introduce Roy Diefendorf, President of Diefendorf Capital Planning Associates.
Hello, I'm Roy Diefendorf, CEO of Diefendorf Capital Planning Associates. Diefendorf Capital is a multifaceted wealth management firm located on the North Shore of Long Island, New York. Many people see financial planning as a complex and difficult endeavor, especially in today's uncertain economic environment. Our firm takes the complexity out of investing, preparing for retirement, and preserving wealth. In addition, our goal is to strengthen families, not just by addressing their financial wealth, but by looking at their total wealth, including their personal and social wealth. To do this, Diefendorf Capital is constantly searching for ways to become more effective in achieving our goal. We began looking for an integrated suite of products that can improve our efficiency by optimizing our workflows and processes and overall increase to our productivity. Prior to Softfront, our client information was spread out among different departments. When a client relationship manager or service rep contacted a client, they didn't have all of the information needed at their fingertips. That led to lost opportunities and miscommunication. We evaluated over 10 different software packages and selected Softfront Integrated Suite. We initially installed the sales automation, marketing automation, and a vendor portal, and then later added the product, the knowledge base management. Prior to Softfront, we had no insight into our workflow and ability to automate processes. We had a lot of redundancy and wasted and inefficient workflows. We needed something that could readily adapt to our workflows, processes, and users. A total business process management solution. We needed something more than what our independent, specialized applications could provide to us. We determined that Softfront could be the central nervous system, making our applications interdependent in real time. The best feature is that an organization can customize the system without being programmers. This was extremely important in our firm. So with the ability to customize workflows, queries, reports, gadgets, and applications within Softfront, we now have our proprietary system that we call Megathos 3, or M3 for short. Being able to examine our workflows and processes, we were able to significantly enhance how we were getting things done. We saved time in every area of our business once we had gotten a better handle on all the information we were dealing with. By better managing the workflows for each activity, we witnessed a quantum leap forward in the efficiencies company-wide. We've implemented Office Anywhere with the Softfront Integrated Suite of applications. By using the vendor portal feature, we have allowed vendors limited access into our system, and they become real strategic partners. This is increased transparency and productivity, helping us to become a good partner in these strategic alliances. This feature has allowed us to be more efficient without having to increase staff. So before Softfront, we had no integrated approach to our business. And after Softfront, we now have the structure to tackle more than we've ever imagined. Overall, in the last 3 years, we've increased our revenues by 300%, and the Softfront Integrated CRM Suite is one of the key reasons for this growth.
Hello everyone. We've received many great questions from you, so now Manu will take the next few minutes to answer as many questions as possible.